We shun besides the shun this. We got 20. How about
This thing shuffle, we shuffle every day. I'm still on that mission of bringing you fresh and talented art from Africa and worldwide, all over. Today, I have a special guest in the building today. He goes by names of Young Aya. From what I've heard, he was born for this, man. He's one of the hardest MCs out of Cape Town. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Cape Town's own Aya. You are distinction for my brother.
What's up, man?
Welcome.
Happy to be here. Yo, what's up? It's Young Aya, you know, best rapper to come out of Cape Town. Been doing this, still out here in the Sting Shuffle show. Check it out. Yeah.
Aya, you live in Wallasdean. Do you belong to the 13 group also?
Yeah, currently, you know, we moved to Wallasdean, relocated there. Not only because of, you know, circumstances, but also because to push the music grind, because that's like an open market. You know, we have people like Desflex in Wallasdean who's been pushing the scene out there. And I am part of the 13 group. You know, I've been part of the 13 group ever since I started this music thing, you know. And for me, it's like, it's a way of life, you know, like being part of the group. It's not just part of a group where we come in the studio and we drop bars. It's literally like a way of life, you know. We're family. It's more than just a group.
So what does 13 really mean to you?
13 means to me, it's like basically what it means, I believe, to every artist in that group. You know, it's not, like I said, it's not just about coming in and dropping songs, because I can do that. I believe you can do that. You know, anybody can drop a song, but the connection that goes behind the song, like me and the person that I might be doing a feature with, you know, I believe in having a chemistry, like some sort of chemistry with you before I actually go behind the microphone with you, because like I said, anybody can make songs, but that connection, you know, like, and with 13, we are that type of, you know, niggas, in the sense of, I can go out and I don't have money on me. I know that you will look out for me as he would have looked out for his own brother, because like I said, it's a brotherhood more than just a rap entity that's just about to make, you know, in it for the money and stuff like that. We've been doing this for over 10 years, you know, without like, you know, becoming millionaires, but we still have the vision of becoming millionaires. Hopefully, you know, if everything comes together as planned. But 13, it's a way of life. It's more than just a movement in terms of creating hype on the streets, because songs do cool down after a while, and then you have to go back to the drawing board, you know, and some people might not want to do that. But we as a team, as a unit, as a family, we make songs regardless of 1 download or 600 downloads, you know.
Wow, man. So how do you describe your style? What's your style of?
My style, that's actually a good question, because every person that I've met with, you know, along my way of becoming, you know, this artist that I want to be and still vision myself to be, it's always about, like, you need to find your own sound, you know, you need to know who you are as an artist. And the greatest comparison I heard was when somebody compared me and said, like, you sound like the first Ayanda, you know, because I take a lot of inspiration from international artists and local artists, you know, and then I try to also psych myself up and, you know, size myself up at the same time as to where am I in this rap game. You know, my style, my sound, basically, to be honest with you, man, it's soulful. You know, I write music from the heart. I won't pick up the pen, you know, I won't note down on the pad if I'm just writing things for the sake of writing. You know, if I feel hurt, I write about it. If I'm happy, I write about it. If I'm excited about something, I note it down. So basically, it's just like everyday emotions. You know, I don't wake up and say, how do I feel today? No, like, that's stupid. You know, you go about the day. I'll wake up and I'll be in a bad mood, and then it's like, okay, hopefully this day will change out to be better for me. But if it goes out to be a bad day, I'm gonna have to pin it down. Like, you know, I had a bad day today. That type of song, type of shit.
So how is your music related to your life or to people around you?
How has it?
How is your music or your art related to your life and to people around you?
Like, for me personally, it's made a vast amount of difference. Like, because I started rapping purely for the sake of, like, helping myself out. You know, like, you have questions about life, you don't know how to answer them. You can't necessarily go speak to your parents about them because they might seem too far-fetched for them. You know, all they expect from you is school, work. You know what I mean? And then you also have questions in between that you don't necessarily can't turn to a school, you know, psychologist about it. You need to. So for me, it was a way of, you know, therapeutically healing myself. You know, I wrote rhymes. If I had questions, I'd answer myself through the pen and the pad, you know. So music and the people around me also, I've seen that by how they, you know, the reception. Because, man, I came from generation or era where we never had social media and stuff like that. So now that I can get the opportunity to actually put my song out and people hear it, and the reception, like, yo, keep doing what you're doing, you're representing Cape Town, we love what you're doing. And that's just solely from giving them me, like, I'm not trying to fabricate and be something I'm not, because people tend to pick it up along the line that, nah, you're not really who you say you are, so it's never about becoming famous, to be honest, it's just about solely writing about
doing what you love.
Yeah.
So you have direction with your music, definitely. Where do you want to go with your music?
The music, I want to like put Cape Town on top. That for me right now is like the only mission that I'm on. Everybody in 13, they know it from my side, and I think the group is also about that, because you can go around. I do my research. It's not just me picking up the microphone and say I want to be a rapper. I actually study MCs that come from Cape Town. Your youngsters, your Lock D, myself, them. You understand what I mean? And I've also watched interviews where Reddy D was interviewed. Pioneer of the Cape Town movement. He could tell you that yes, Motswako is booming, Joburg is booming, PE is booming. You have all the representatives, the ambassadors representing each province. What about Cape Town? You know what I mean? We don't have that. And like, that goes out to every artist out there as well. It's like an open market,
So do you think you're going to make it to where you want to be with your music while living in Wallerstein and while in Cape Town? Or you have to relocate to get on?
Well, in the beginning, I had that perception of, look, man, I have to put my music out to people that will understand me because I rap in English, So the suburb people, Model C type of people will get my music better. But then it also came to a point where I realized music doesn't have, demographics. It doesn't have a skin tone. You can be in a ghetto, in a shack in the ghetto, and people in Constantia can be banging your track in the car on the way to Long Street.
Absolutely.
So there's no barriers to music, I know for a fact, definitely, from my side, I don't want to say blow up or make it, because like I said, it was never about being famous, but to be on that pedestal where people view you as a star. Yeah, I've had visions of that since I was a kid, like for my own.
You still believe you're going to make it from where you are?
From where I am, definitely. There's no plans of me relocating to Johannesburg, to look for better opportunities. People out there, they run in their hustle. They are, really pushing, and that's great props and respect to the people in Jozi. I don't want to mention any names and stuff like that. They know who they are. They running the scene, and those know. The people, they know that they need to put in more work, to get to the top. But for me, there's no plans, or from 13, I believe, there's no plans of relocating,
You're still going to do this from
We're going to push this from Cape Town. We're going to get all of them from other provinces to come out here, do features with us. And from my side, I plan on being that guy, that label, that that dude is like independently do it all by ourselves. We've been pushing this for ourselves, by ourselves and for ourselves since 2000, early 2000. So yeah.
You have a mixtape out.
Word.
2013. Cape Town is very own.
Cape Town's very own, yeah.
How did the mixtape do?
The mixtape, basically, it came about me and my friend Garen Desai. He's also a rapper. You should check him out. Real dope underground rapper.
What's his name?
Garen Desai.
Okay.
You should check him out. He's a real dope underground rapper. We started this whole thing of CTVO. Well, CTVO was always being part of me since I started rapping. It's just that now you got some new rappers who joined the bandwagon.
The mixtape was
CTVO, Cape Town. CTVO, Cape Town.
CTVO, Cape Town is very own.
Yeah, you got it, man. Cape Town's very own. We basically did like, a trilogy of that. Like, it's going to be 3 series, mixtape part 1, part 2, and the part 3. The part 3, we decided to CTVO Retaliation. Instead of saying part 1, part 2 the whole time, we decided to actually just create some add a bit of creativity, I beg your pardon, on that one, just to give it more flavor and hype up it. Basically what I did with that, I didn't charge people for that mixtape. It was a collection of instrumentals that we rapped over, and then we used a few beats that was also made in-house, in the label, in the stable, and then we put it out there for people to listen. And the way I put it out also, you'll hear on some of the tracks that I played you, it was like, take it while it's still free. Take it while it's still free. Now appreciate it. I believe it didn't get as much airplay as some of the songs that I've been dropping now, because back then I was still up and coming, like harnessing myself. Like I told you earlier on, I was working on myself before I can present myself like I am now, on the Sting Shuffle show. It's a great achievement for me to be here in any case. Like, whoa,
Young Aya, do you put 100% effort in your music? Do you do your songs yourself, or you have like a team of guys who are helping you with your projects?
100% is what I realized is not enough in this game, especially if you're based in Cape Town. You know, like we all know the hip hop scene out here, it's still growing. And it's kind of like embarrassing because this is where hip hop started from in South Africa, hip hop. You know, for us to say it's still growing in Cape Town, it's kind of a smack in the face, but you know, we put that aside for now. But for me as an artist, every line that I pen down, it's all me. You know, I don't have a ghostwriter, somebody writing for me and stuff like that. I will sit down with Locke. You know, Locke is the only producer that I basically, you know, work with on a daily. He knows my sound, he knows my style, he knows me as a person individually. I see him as my older brother, you know, more than just the music, you know, being affiliated in terms of music. I see him as my older brother. He knows how I think, he knows how I go about writing, he knows my style, he knows my sound, you know. So from music wise, in terms of writing, I do it all by myself, you know. And the beats, though, I'll sit down with Locke and I'll be like, yo, I need you to cook me up a beat and help me. You know, I'll add my input as to I don't like that sound there, I don't like that instrument, you know. Yeah.
So I understand the fact that you do your music because of the passion, because you love it.
Yeah.
But I don't think your music has paid you yet. Have you started earning from your music yet?
Well, it depends in what you know,
like earning from your music
in terms of money.
Yeah.
Nah. In terms of money, I haven't like seen like, you know, the cold cash that.
So how do you balance the way of life? Because I mean, you need swag, like an upcoming artist.
Definitely.
You need to dress nice.
Definitely.
You need good things. You need good devices, good phones, good electronics.
You know, and
how do you balance the hustle and the music?
The hustle and the music is like I have to give, you know, shout out and mad respect to my current, you know, workplace where I'm working at the moment. It's like it gives me a lot of how can I say it, the freedom to work and at the same time to push, you know, my music. People at work, you know, that I work with, my colleagues, my managers, they support me. Like, you know, they've been behind me since the day I started this. And I don't want to sound ungrateful as to say as soon as I make money I'll leave, you know, my current workplace. Nah, but they also know where I'm from. You know, it's not a forever thing. I'm not looking to be in that place forever. It's just temporarily to keep me surviving and can also sustain and maintain this music thing, because recording is not free. You know, you have to pay for recording and stuff like that. So I have to strike a balance. Like the good part about it, though, I've never been one for like materialistic stuff, you know, like clothes and stuff like that. I'll buy it for, okay, I like that, I'll buy it. But if I don't have it, I'll do without it. Or if I know I can't afford it, I'll do without it. But I've never been one to, you know, floss or, you know, front about money and stuff like that. I think that helped me a lot, because you get rappers who live a lifestyle of, you know, as though they made it before they've even made it, you know, and then it becomes hard to, you know, strike that balance when you do make it, actually, because you live a life that's more lavish than what you're actually earning, you know. So for me, I don't want to sound vain or blow my own horn, but I'm a pretty, you know, down to earth guy when it comes to clothes and stuff like that, man. Like, I'm chill. I don't have that much of an expensive taste, so it helps me out, you know. Rather save my money, invest it in doing something for the bigger picture.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
So what is Young Aya busy with
at the moment? You know, me and Locke have been stuck up in the studio. I think it's probably going to be 2 months now that we've been working on the EP. And unfortunately, we haven't come down to
It's coming out soon?
It's coming out soon. I think it has to be in the next 2 weeks. I have to drop it. You know, we spoke about it. We have to drop it. The only thing that's basically been done now is like the mixing and the mastering of like Life is Free. We're going to master that definitely, because I'm thinking of putting that out as a single, you know. And then you need to check out for Dreams. That's going to drop soon too, you know, me and Locke. All the tracks basically on that EP is me and Locke. It's a me and Locke EP. And I think it's going to be mad crazy. You know, I'm definitely going to send you a copy for real. Definitely. You know, check that out. I think it's going to be really, really crazy. The streets need to keep the ear to that, you know, me and Locke. This year we're doing crazy things. Like, we even set it out to ourselves, you know, this year we have to, you know, not necessarily blow up, but just make an imprint like, yo, Cape Town is here, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. That's how I've always felt about it. And I think this 5-track, and there's a reason why we said 5 songs. We could have played people with 19 songs, you know, because now it's like, why are you niggas giving 5 songs out, you know? Like, where's the work ethic behind it? I know you guys can drop more songs for us. Why are you giving us 5 songs? 5 songs is just to also test the market. Do you want more of this? You know what I mean? And I know very well they're going to want more of that EP. Like, trust me, man. And the thing we're going about that EP also, when you put it out on Data Filehost and all social medias, it's going to be a limited time for them to download. So it's like, get it while it's hot type of thing, you know, because it's not going to be every time that you see me and Locke getting on a project together, you know, a body of work. We'll do songs together, but Never ever I've been in the studio for so long with him putting down something, you know, so concrete and so hard. So the streets better check that out, because I think that's going to be real fire.
Okay, Black Saturday, man. Talk about
Black
that.
Saturday, you know, I got invited by, you know, my homie Timo Abdul. Yeah, check it out, check him out. He's a good ass rapper, you know. He invited me to Black Saturday. Dez is also on the lineup, you know. Well, I don't even know half of the rappers on the lineup. They've been keeping that as a secret, but I know that I'm definitely on the lineup. And my crew's gonna be there 13. You know, it's coming up soon. Sunday, tomorrow, I think it's 2 days from now, excuse me, I beg your pardon. We'll be out in Gugulethu, you know, do promotional, you know, what you call it, for the streets and stuff like that, based on the Black Saturday. You know, the whole theme is gonna be black and everything, so I'm honored, man, to be part of that, you know. Like, because I just, like I said, I started this in terms of putting myself out there now as an artist, like Ayanda's here, Aya's here, and to be, you know, recognized by people like Timo Abdul, you know, they have been in the game, Dez Flicks, legends in my eyes, you know, like, it's an honor. So watch out, Black Saturday. Black Saturday is gonna be fire. It's gonna be crazy, man. Like, you know, everybody should come out and support it, you know, local hip-hop. That's what we're pushing right now, Cape Town especially, you know, like. Okay,
talking about local hip-hop, how do you feel about the state of local hip-hop?
Like
South Africa.
South African-wise, I feel it's crazy, man, like the unity in terms of South Africans going outside of Africa, South Africa, put it like that, and they go to Nigeria, they go to, you know, Ghana and stuff like that, collaborate with other artists, because back in the days, people used to be like, no, we're going to make Cape Town rich, we're going to make Joburg rich. And now, you know, the business mind, it has, you know, broadened into such a spectrum where people understand that you need to, you know, if you want to increase the budget or make it bigger, ball harder, you got to fly outside of Africa and unite with other Africans. And that, I think that's always been the plan of every person who has, you know, a visionary mindset. Let us Africans make money for Africans. We keep it concentrated, you know. I'm not saying we don't have to go to international people, investors, to look for support. The only time we go to international people is when we present our music. You know, we're not there to be signed. We're not there looking for any signings. We're there to, you know, present our body of work. This is South African work. This is what us as South Africans, as Africa in a whole, have to offer. Because you'll find international investors coming to Africa to sign people, and it's like, you know, big thing for artists when they hear that some international artist is coming down to sign. I just think that's a smack in the face, because it's like, are you waiting for that lifeline from another artist to sign you? Can't you do it yourself? Or you're not talented enough? And I believe everybody who stands behind the mic, just for the sake of standing behind this thing, because it may look small, it's very overwhelming, you know, to spit rhymes, and rhymes that come from the heart.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man, like, I think the state of local hip-hop right now is booming, it's growing. It still has to grow to such a point where, you know, we're talking about albums that are hitting platinum. You know, Casper's doing that, and, you know, AKA is also well on his way to doing that. You know, platinum levels, Ricky Rick family level, you know, family values. I can name a few albums that I feel like I finally went gold in a day.
Yeah, but
you know,
who are you feeling like an upcoming artist? To be a star, you have to be a fan first.
You have to be a fan, definitely.
Who's young are you feeling like?
For me, man, like, at the moment, the person that I've always felt and I've always related to, and for me, frankly, I think he's the best rapper, it's Reason. Reason. He's the best rapper in South Africa, period. Like, you know, he stays real to who he is.
Shout out to Reason.
Shout out to Reason. Now, straight up, homie's been on his grind since day one, you know. He's holding it down.
Do you have any plans of working with Reason?
I would, you know, I even said that to my teammates, you know. The only thing I'll probably have, the feature I'll have on my album, because I've never dropped an album. If I ever get to that, you know, position, hopefully God grants me that, I will definitely feature probably only Reason, because that is the only artist I'm feeling right now in the country. You know, no smack to the guys who are out there right now in terms of hype, but I have, you know, my opinions as to that and that, but that's cool. But right now, man, it's always been and it will always be Reason. Like,
you have so many projects in the pipeline, man.
Yeah.
Who's on these projects?
Who's on this project, like, right now? Right now, what I'm concentrating on, like, to the core, is just me and Locke, that EP. You know, I've dropped the track now.
Is it only you and Rock on the EP?
It's only me and Locke thus far on the EP. Like, I don't want to do any extended features, you know what I mean? I want to give people 13 for 13 by 13, you know what I mean? We mustn't look for outside help in terms of boost up hype or create hype. We have to create the hype in the stable and, you know, ooze it out. I dropped the track One Little Dream, you know, 2 weeks back, and I just found out that it reached almost like 700 plays. It's sitting on 690.
Okay, tell me about that. How do you connect with the people around you?
How to connect?
Where do people find?
No, they can find me on Facebook. you know, at Ayanda Sisusa, you know why?
Ayanda Sisusa.
Ayanda Sisusa. AYANDA That's Ayanda Sisusa. That's for Facebook. And at Twitter, you can find me at Kyle. That's my little brother's name, my youngest brother, Kyle, at Kyle Rasmini. That's KYLERASME.
That's Twitter.
That's Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. Okay. Reason being for me changing it to my youngest brother's name is like I found so many other rappers who are going by the Twitter handle Young, you know, Young I or Young B. So I was like, you know, I'm going to flip it up totally different, where it's going to be my brother's name, you know. That way I know for a fact there can't be somebody who's going to create a fake account, you know, using the handle Young I, you know. Like it's,
I know definitely there's a lot of people looking forward to the EP now.
Yeah.
Where do they find the EP?
You know, the EP, I'm going to put it out on Data Filehost. I'm going to send the link on Facebook. I'm going to put it out on Data Filehost. I'm also going to put some tracks out, but I think basically the single, Life is Free.
Yeah, they'll check it out at the Sting Shuffle.
On the Sting Shuffle, definitely. You know, we're gonna get that on YouTube. I'm gonna spread that out also Twitter. You know, I'm gonna put a link for Data Filehost on Twitter. But right now, the main tool that I'm gonna be using is Data Filehost. Like, you know, it's proven to be very, very, very nice to me. And I think I'm gonna pay my dues with Data Filehost and see how far it takes me. You know, shout out to Data Filehost. I appreciate that. SoundCloud is where you can also check out the stuff. You know, Garen Desai.
Still under Aya.
No, that's Garen Desai.
Garen Desai.
That's another affiliate of 13, a member of 13.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I'm not doing it, pushing it on my page. I'm pushing it out on my, you know, my friends' page, my homies' page, and that's the whole thing. That's all what goes on in the label. If one artist is dropping, we focus on that artist as though we were all dropping. You know, it's just that respect we have for an artist in the label. If you're dropping an album, me as an artist, Locke as an artist, we focus on, you know, boosting and pushing your project, because you've put in so much work on that on the project, and I have been there, because I know for a fact every artist who is in the label, who's affiliated with 13, they'll never drop a song without me being there in terms of sitting with you and recording. I think you should do it over. It's just that love I have for music, you know.
Okay, so apart from Black Saturdays,
yeah,
what other upcoming events?
Well, at the moment, man, like I said, we've been in the studio pushing this mixtape, me and Locke. So I'm just hoping to see what's gonna happen after the event. I mean, the mixtape dropping, the launch, because I'm working on putting together a launch. I don't just want to drop it on, you know, internet and then sit back and let the downloads or the talking. I'm physically gonna be out there printing out CDs, you know, and stuff like that. So for me, I can't give you like a fixed place as to where I'm gonna be, you know, seen or seated. But what I can tell you, I'm gonna be printing out hardcore copies. We're taking this to the old school manner, where you're gonna see me even parked with a car and be like, yo, I'm selling my mixtape to you, or yo, let me rap to you. You know, like I'm taking it literally back to the old school days where you know, hustlers had to put themselves out there while using, you know, media and technology, you know, taking nothing away from tech. It's like, you know,
there it is, man. You had it to feel for yourself. It's Young Aya. It's a Distinct Shuffle.
Straight up.
My bad on Leaks of the Week. I didn't put out the lyrics this week, man. I've been so busy with new talent. And don't forget, Behind Bars episode is coming soon. Young Aya is gonna be on it very soon.
Straight up.
Make sure you check it out. The Sting Shuffle, Young Aya in the building. We're out of here.
Peace. Yeah, man.